I'm always a little nervous when I click Add to Cart on a fancy espresso machine. The photos make it look like a piece of art, the marketing talks about barista-level shots, and then once it's in my kitchen everything feels a lot less magical. You've probably been there. You spend an hour reading specs, watching a couple of YouTube demos, maybe even scrolling through a handful of 5-star reviews, only to end up with a machine that takes forever to warm up, drips water everywhere, or just can't hit that sweet spot you expect from a true espresso. I want to help you avoid the disappointment, so I'm taking a hard look at the Diletta Bello Plus espresso machine and breaking down what it actually does for you in the everyday. *** link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. ***. First off, the Bello Plus isn't trying to be a push-button appliance. It's a hands-on, fully manual espresso maker that leans into the tradition of Italian barista craft. That means you control grind, dose, temp pressure, and the timing of the shot yourself. If you're the kind of person who enjoys dialing in each variable, watching the pressure gauge, and feeling like you're part of the brewing process, this machine is built for you. If you just want a quick espresso button that spits out a shot while you're getting ready for work, you might find the learning curve a little steep. The first thing I noticed when I unpacked the Diletta is the stainless steel case and boiler. It's heavy enough to feel solid, and the matte black finish gives it a sleek, cafe-ready look. Because it's handmade in Milan, you can see the care that went into the welds, and the overall finish. Nothing looks cheap or mass-produced. That construction translates into a few practical benefits. The boiler retains heat well, so after the initial warm-up you don't notice big temperature swings between drinks, which is crucial for consistency. On the flip side, that same heft means you need a sturdy countertop with enough space for the machine, a portafilter, a knockbox, and a drip tray. If you're living in a tiny apartment kitchen, you'll want to measure twice before you commit. One of the headline features is the PID Temperature Control. In plain language, a PID lets you set and maintain the boiler temperature to within a degree or two. For espresso, that stability makes a noticeable difference. I tried pulling a shot at 93°C, then dropped to 91°C, and the change in flavor was subtle but real. The higher temperature gave a richer, more caramelized body, while the slightly cooler shot tasted brighter and a bit more acidic. The PID screen also doubles as a shot timer, so you can see how long water is flowing through the coffee puck. That's handy if you're trying to hit the classic 25-second window for a balanced shot. The downside is the screen is small and the interface isn't the most intuitive. You have to press a few buttons to switch between temperature view and timer mode, which can feel a bit fiddly when you're juggling a temp and a milk frother. Speaking of milk, the steam wand on the Bello Plus is a traditional, non-pressurized type. It gives you the ability to texture milk the way a professional barista would, creating that glossy microfoam that works for latte art. If you have a good technique, you'll be able to produce cafe-quality milk in a few minutes. However, the learning curve is real. If you're new to steaming, you'll probably end up with either too much foam or a watery milk that never really integrates with the espresso. The machine doesn't have an automatic steam temperature setting, so you have to rely on feel and the occasional visual cue from the PID temperature readout. The programmable Preinfusion is another feature that stands out. You can set up to 10 seconds of low-pressure water flow before the full pressure hit. In practice, that means you can gently saturate the coffee puck, which helps to reduce channeling and produce a more even extraction. I tested a 5-second Preinfusion on a medium roast and noticed a smoother mouthfeel and a slightly sweeter finish compared to a shot with no Preinfusion. If you're using beans that are a bit on the lighter side or a grind that tends to be uneven, Preinfusion can be a lifesaver. The trade-off is that you have to program it each time you change beans or adjust grind, which adds another step to the routine. Now let's talk about the low-power eco mode. Diletta markets this as a way to lower the boiler temperature when you're not actively pulling shots, saving energy and reducing the machine's idle heat. In real use, I found the eco mode to be genuinely useful if you're making 1 or 2 drinks in the morning, and then the rest of the day is a coffee-free zone. The machine drops the boiler temperature by a few degrees, which translates into a modest reduction in power drawgood for the electric bill and for those who are environmentally conscious. The catch is that,